Hey guys, before we start this episode, I wanted to talk to you about Type 1 Lifting. So, Type 1 Lifting is a clothing line that proceeds of the shirts and tanks and everything else goes to the Children's Diabetes Foundation. So, this all came about with me and seeing a 5-year-old girl in the emergency department that had new onset of diabetes. So, just take a look at the website. It's www.type1lifting.com. So just check it out. If you don't buy anything, that's perfectly fine. I would just like for you just to take a look and just see what we have. So, like I said before, www.type1lifting.com. And guys, I hope you enjoy the show. All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Type 1 Lifting Podcast. I have 2021 Teams CrossFit Games athlete Delaney Wade. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for doing this, by the way. I really do appreciate it. And thank your parents for, letting me get the opportunity to talk about your experience, too.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, you're a Type 1 diabetic. So, typically when I ask other diabetics, when did you get diagnosed?
February 1st of 2019.
Okay, that's really recent.
Yeah.
So, how did you find out about it?
I was losing a lot of weight, so that's the main reason my parents decided they were going to take me to the doctor, because I've always been pretty active, but they were like, maybe we need to just take you to the doctor to go see if you aren't eating enough, kind of try to figure it out. And that's what they thought. I wasn't eating enough or getting what I needed. And so I get to the doctor's office, and I'd actually stalled because I don't really like going to the doctor's office. So I made myself super late, and we weren't even sure if the doctors were going to be able to see me. I made myself so late. Wasn't the best move on my part, but they decided they were going to see me and stuff. And we get back there, and they took blood work and a urine test or whatever. And they come in the room, and they're like, you have type 1 diabetes. And we didn't really know there's 2 different types of diabetes. So my parents were like, no way. She eats clean. She has a clean diet. She's super active. No way. And I was just like, what? And the doctor actually told me, she's like, you have type 1 diabetes and you can die. So how she told it, I looked at my dad and I just started crying because that's what she told me. I was sitting there, and it was just really scary when she told it to me that way, because I was like, what's happening? Because I didn't really know what it was either at that point. And then after that, they were like, you need to go straight to Children's Hospital. And so we were like, can we go home and get clothes and stuff? And they were like, no, you need to go straight there now. So I literally walk in Children's Hospital, and there are people there waiting for me. And they take me back, and there's this lady, and she's just like, just don't freak out. People are going to be coming at you. It's going to be kind of crazy for a minute, but just try to stay calm and stuff. So that's how that part went.
Yeah. To be honest, what the doctor said to you about you're going to die, that's not really the best way to kind of break type 1 diabetes to you at all. So,
no.
Yeah, mine was a little bit different. When I got diagnosed at the pre-employment screening, they told me to do a 12-hour fast because they're like, "What did you have for breakfast?" I was like, "Oh, 2 bowls of cereal." And she's like, "You feeling fine?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no issues whatsoever." And then my 12-hour glucose was 271, and
oh my god,
I'm like, okay. And then and I didn't even have insurance at the time too, because I haven't even got officially hired at the job. And so they're like, here's a free insulin pen. When you get insurance, come back and we'll get you another more insulin pens and stuff like that.
that is crazy. I think my blood sugar was in the high 600s. And the doctor, when I got to the Children's Hospital, they looked at me and they're like, I cannot believe you're sitting here talking to me. You should be in ICU. And actually, they told me that they think CrossFit and soccer is what kept me from being in ICU, because it just made my sugars good enough. to where I didn't have to go in ICU, which I was very grateful for that.
Yeah, that's good. So you was just in the ER for like a couple hours and left, or what was the whole process?
I stayed over. So after I went to the hospital, I stayed overnight, and then a little bit through that next day, and then I got to go home. Me and my parents, we tried to learn all this stuff pretty quickly just because I did not like being in the hospital. Just one night was long enough for me. I was like, okay, I think I got this. We'll give it a go. So
yeah, very cool. So are you afraid of needles, or like what was going, well, first of all, what was going through your parents' mind about the whole diabetes thing? And then do you like needles?
So no, I don't like needles, and I really didn't then. And my parents, they like, honestly, as soon as I got, like, they told me I had type 1 diabetes, I feel like my parents were like Googling a bunch of stuff about it, just trying to learn it and figure literally everything out the night and that I got diagnosed.
Yeah. So what did you learn from not being at the hospital? Did you learn like any tricks or anything like that, like from like social media? Because the reason why I'm asking this is because I learned all my stuff mainly from like people on Instagram, because like my endo did not tell me anything. So it's just like, okay, so I went to other diabetics on Instagram to ask them like, hey, what do you do in this situation, or what do you do in this?
So most of it I did learn from the doctors, but recently, like with the CrossFit stuff, swimming brings my sugar down so much. So I have reached out with like swimming and stuff to people on Instagram who are like type 1 diabetics who swim and are very active, just to see like if they know any tricks about keeping your sugar up and stuff like that. So I have been doing that. But most of like the shots and stuff I learned just at the doctor.
Yeah. So how's it go since you've gotten diabetes? Like, so it's a kind of like still, you can still early. So how's it been going with that? And, you know, what do your friends say, or like, what's the, you know, issue with, is there any issues at school at all, or?
I'm homeschooled, so there's no issues at school. And honestly, everyone's adapted pretty well. And like, honestly, it's just like normal to me now already. Like, I don't feel like it affects me. Honestly, I feel like it motivates me like a lot, just having it. Because I'm like, okay, so I have type 1 diabetes, and maybe this person has something and they think they can't do it. I'm like, maybe if they see me do it, then they can kind of get inspired and think they can too.
Yeah, very cool. Awesome. That's so cool. So how's I've never been homeschooled. So like, what is it like? How do you do the homeschooling?
So I have online teachers. It's like if I lived where they were based at, I would go to the school, but since I don't live there, I just do online. And I just sit down in the mornings and I do all the school I have that day. And then if it depends how long if I get all my work done for that day, then I have the rest of the day to do whatever I want. Oh, so cool. That is so cool. Yeah, I love that about it.
Awesome. So you said you played sports a little bit. So what other sports do you play?
I play soccer. I've played soccer since I was 6. And then I've been doing CrossFit for a little over 2 years, and that's it.
So you've been doing CrossFit for 2 years, and you've already made it to the CrossFit Games?
Yeah. A little over 2 years, yeah.
I hate you. I've been doing it for like 10, 12 years. So yeah, it's like, I'm just like an average guy pretty much. I think, but you know, whatever. But so how did you get involved with CrossFit?
My sister I don't remember, she had seen it and wanted to try it. So like one day they just went in, and actually when they started, I wasn't able to because I was out with a knee injury at the time. So I didn't even get to start when they started. But that's I think my sister, she's seen it, and then we tried it out, and then they kind of got hooked on it. And then when I started being able to do it, then I got hooked on it. So that's
Yeah, very cool. So do you remember your first workout at all?
I don't remember my first workout. I remember where I couldn't do stuff with my knee. Once I figured out I could do stuff there with just like my arms, I remember doing like skiing instead of double unders and stuff like that, but I don't remember like specific workouts.
Very cool, very cool. So, do you train at a box or do you train at home pretty much?
I train at a box. I train at my CrossFit gym, and then I'll do some stuff at home too. It's just, it changes every day.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if I heard this right. Are you a Mayhem athlete too?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
what made you get involved with like Mayhem and like compared to like all the other, CrossFit programs?
Chase Hill, I had seen him, and I think he kind of got me into it, like just from watching and stuff. I think that's where I got it from.
Okay. How are you liking it so far?
Oh, it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. So what's a typical like program for Mayhem?
They'll have strength, and then they'll have the workout portion of it, and it just depends the day. Sometimes they'll have the strength first and then the workout, or then sometimes there'll be the workout then strength. And of course there's a warm up before that to make sure you're ready. But
yeah, very cool. So whereabouts do you live right now?
Wait, what?
So
Where do you live?
what state do you live?
Oh, I live in Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, okay, cool. So
that's outside of Knoxville.
Okay, cool. So have you been to the Mayhem gym at all?
Yeah.
How is that? That's like one of my bucket list things to go to.
It's pretty cool. It's big. Yeah, it's big. It's cool, and the people are super nice there.
Very cool, very cool. So, did they do like a week for you for like prepping for the CrossFit Games, or what was the whole process of like you getting in and then like your workouts now?
So we had a camp like a few weeks ago, like a weekend camp, and it was just all the people, Mayhem athletes who had qualified for the games, and it was just a training weekend. So they like gave us tips and stuff there. And then through our training program, they programmed it out to prepare for the games.
Oh, very cool. So
we just followed.
Very cool. So were you working out with like all the other CrossFit athletes, or like were you like by yourself, or what was that process like?
The weekend like training camp, I was working out with the other athletes, but then just the normal training, I'll sometimes do it by myself, or people at my gym I'll do it with too.
Very cool. So were you like in awe of like all the other CrossFit, like high level CrossFit athletes?
Oh yeah, it was super cool. I was just like, okay, let's do this. It hypes me up, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, it would definitely do that to me too. If I see like, Froning, Royce Dunn, and like all the rest of like the guys there, and I'm like, okay, all right, let's do this. That's so cool. So I've actually interviewed Royce Dunn before. So yeah, it's super nice guy. I've never seen him in person, but he's like a taller individual. So have you met him before?
I haven't like met him, but I've seen him. So
he's a monster.
He was there that weekend. I just didn't get a chance to like talk to him.
Yeah. So has any of the athletes like talked to you about like tips or tricks or kind of like what to expect for the games at all?
I've heard some stuff, but most of the things like I'll get on Instagram or whatever, and I'll just look, because sometimes they'll try the workouts and then put little tips, or even on YouTube. So that's probably where I like get most of it.
Very cool. So how are your blood sugars throughout like all the workouts?
It depends. Honestly, they're different every time. It definitely brings down my sugar, unless it's lifting. Lifting usually makes my sugar go up. Mm-hmm. But they stay pretty good. On more endurance stuff, I try to come in a little higher just so I don't bottom out. And like swimming stuff, I also try to come in higher, and I don't go for the food I eat before swimming just because it brings it down that much.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of it's different every day.
Yeah. Well, with me, when I get high blood sugars, it's typically from like the Metcon, and like lifting, it kind of drops it down a little bit. So, what are the numbers that you like? What are the numbers for you that you start working out with?
I usually like to come into a workout around at least 170 to 200. That's where I like to come in at. If I'm like 120, I'll eat something before, just because if I'm 120 going into workout, I know I'm going to bottom out or drop. If I'm just lifting, if I'm like 230, lifting, I get pretty high. Like, I've probably been to like 245 or something, and I won't treat it because as soon as I'm done lifting, it'll go right back down. I don't know what it is. Just lifting makes my blood sugar like spike, and then it'll go right back down.
Yeah. It's so interesting, like hearing from other diabetics, kind of like what keeps them, what's the, like their blood sugars when they get high or low. Cause like there's been times I've done like a back squat cycle, and like right at the end, I'm like already like almost bottoming out. And I'm like, okay, this is like, cause you got to figure out like, cause I typically go in like the 200 to 240 range, like you've done for most of my workouts. But when I hit Metcons and like when I get to the truck before I get home, I'm at like 330 because obviously like the hormones are kicking in and everything. So yeah, it's insane. Like I don't even have like a what do you call it, a Dexcom at all. So I pretty much just prick my fingers the whole time.
Oh no, my Dexcom. See, I was like so grateful. I got my Dexcom pretty like early on, and I'm so thankful for it because soccer, CrossFit, like it's just so much easier at telling me I'm low and stuff. Not that I don't feel it. It's just sometimes it's too late if I'm just going off feeling. So honestly, the Dexcom made it so much easier for me. My fingers, they were starting to get sore too.
Yeah. So when I prick my finger, I usually do it on the side of my fingers.
Oh yeah, so, that's what the doctor told me.
Yeah, because like you don't really have nerve endings down there, like instead of the tip, and so it kind of saves your fingers from like getting like super hard, and so.
I remember just going around and I would do like every single finger, except I would always hate my pinky. I don't know why, but I still do not like pricking my pinky finger.
Yeah, same here. I can't do it because it's like not that thick. It's
I know.
And that needle goes in so quick and so deep. And I'm like, oh god, this hurts.
No, thank you.
Yeah. So funny story, real quick. So one thing I didn't learn from the doctor that I had to find out from somebody else. So the Lancet that I had, you know how they have numbers on it?
Yeah.
I thought that was how many times you use it to switch it out.
Oh my gosh.
So I was doing a full-blown 8, like 8
oh no.
Finger,
that was
yeah, it was horrible. And then like I didn't know how to change my Lancets because no one told me that. So I had the pharmacist tell me because it got to the point where like my finger would get stuck with the needle.
Oh no. I think I keep mine on like a 5. I could not imagine an 8. That was a deep that one probably had a little sting.
Yeah, I was impressed. It got stuck in there, so I was just like, oh, all right. I was trying to like yank it out, and it was a nightmare.
One time I had lost the top of the like finger pricker, and so I was like, okay, I'll just prick my finger without the top on it, and it got stuck in my finger too, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, I would not do that again. I have to find this thing. But I did not love that.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I just roll with the punches. I'm at the point I'm like whatever, just do it. And then I did have a Dexcom, but the problem was I started a new job, so I didn't know like how much it would cost for it, and plus, like with my old insurance, it was like really expensive. So I was like, I really didn't want to mess with it, so I did it for like 3 months, and that was it. I'm like, and then I did the Libre. And have you tried the Freestyle Libre before?
No, I've never tried it. I've seen people with it, and I've heard a little bit about it, but I don't know much about it.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, you need like a KT tape around it because if you sweat so much, it'll like fall right off. And the problem is like there's no sensor like they have the sensor. You have to scan it on your phone compared to the Dexcom where you get it on your phone automatically.
Yeah. Hmm.
So do you put your Dexcom like on your waist or where do you put it?
Um, yeah, so I have like these spandex that have a little pocket. So I just slip my phone down in the back of it, and that's what. Where do you put your mom? Oh, where I put my sensor?
Yeah.
Oh, usually my arms or my stomach.
Okay. Yeah. I tried the stomach, and I was always worried about like my weight belt rubbing on it and ripping it off.
Oh,
Have you had that issue before?
No. Bar muscle ups have kind of got me on my stomach before because I've hit there and it's yanked it out. Or doing ring muscle ups on my arm, like the little things, it'll like rub it every time I do it. But I don't know. Certain places on my arm are fine, and then other ones, it'll like come off super quick. But I've never had a problem with my belt.
Okay. Because I always get freaked out about that. Because where I put it was actually on my glute muscle, and just kept it there. And I had no issues with it because like I'm just an absolute klutz. I'll definitely like knock it off because I did it with the Libre because I was like sitting on a chair and like the armrest of the chair knocked my Libre off, and so I was like, well, there goes that sensor. So, but so I keep it like right above the glute muscle just to kind of. No one sees it, you know. I don't have to deal with it, and it's I don't have the people asking me like if it's a pager or whatnot.
No, I would just keep mine on my arms, and I have these cool tapes, so I just put a design over it. Some people ask me questions, and then I'm just like, I'll answer it. I'll tell them. They'll just come up to me, they're like, if you don't mind me asking, what is that on your arm? And I would just like explain the whole thing. Yeah. Good conversation starter.
Yeah. Have you ever told somebody like it was the complete opposite or like something like really bad?
No. Someone once told me though, they were like, they thought it was like something to do with smoking. And I was like, no, it's just increased my blood sugar. No.
Yeah, very cool. So, during the CrossFit Games, obviously you got some of the workouts. So when are you heading over there and kind of like what's your game plan through like your first CrossFit Games?
I'm just going to go over there and crush it, try to give it my all. Well, I am going to give it my all, but do my best to crush it.
Very cool. So do you have a coach or your parents are going to be the coach at the games?
I have a coach and my parents are going to, so.
Okay, very cool. So are you excited after like because I know you're starting earlier on during the week. Is it like are you starting on Monday?
I'm starting on Tuesday, I think.
Okay, so you're doing like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
Yep.
Okay.
I think so.
Very cool. So have you got all your recovery tools and everything? Because you're probably going to be sore.
I'm trying to get it all together. I think so, but I have a feeling once I get down there, I'm going to notice something I forgot. But you know what? At that point, it's just you roll with whatever.
Yeah, very cool. So what are you expecting? Like, are you looking like? What are your thoughts on like throughout the whole games for you?
I don't really know. I'm gonna literally just go out there and give it my all, and we'll see.
Are you looking to podium, or what are you thinking?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to try my best too.
Very cool. So I don't know much about the team like part of the CrossFit Games. So yeah. Is it pretty stacked and like pretty, do you guys like follow each other at all? Or what's like, how do you guys like interact?
With like who I'm competing against?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know many of the people. I have never met them. So... Did it? Okay.
So have you connected with them like through Instagram or like other social media?
No.
Okay. All right. Smart move, probably.
I'll see you when I get there.
Yeah. So, did you see the news about what Reebok's doing?
About the shoes?
Yes.
Yes, I did see that.
So, are you like a Reebok fan or a Nike fan or Noble? Like, what's your shoe of choice?
Oh, I like Reebok. Yeah, I usually wear Reebok. working out and stuff.
Okay, what's your favorite nanos?
Gosh, I don't know. Is it the non? The non, I think.
Okay.
So those are probably going to be the ones I wear.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because like I heard if you win an event, you get an extra $1,000 too.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think first place gets 1,000 and second place gets 500.
That's right. Yep. So I think that's a good idea. So
Yes.
I mean, not really for you guys because you guys have to go full throttle the whole time just to win. So I mean, it's like a little incentive just for just to get that money. You know what I mean? Is because so you guys can go like full throttle throughout the whole time, and you guys can get paid, which is which is kind of awesome for you guys, especially the teens, because some of you guys don't work.
Yeah, the teens, it's so much like, as far as like the prizes and stuff goes, it's a lot different from like the women's division.
Yeah. So are you looking to maybe next year, like maybe the next year to go like at the elite level, or just kind of stick with teens for a little while, then get to the elite level?
So I'm just in the 14 and 15, so I'll have the 16, 17, I think. I'm definitely going to keep training and stuff, and I guess I'll just kind of see where it takes me.
Yeah. All right. Very cool. So what's your favorite movement that you like doing?
I like snatches.
That I love them too. So what are your numbers for your PRs?
I'm not really sure right now, too. Maybe like 160, I think.
Okay, that's good.
I think.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Awesome. Very cool. So, if you win that $1,000, what are your plans for using it?
I don't really like spending money that much. I don't like spending my own money, so I'll probably save it and think on it, and then maybe eventually spend it. I don't know.
Get the new Rich Fronings?
Oh, I don't have those, but I maybe could get them if I won.
I mean, those shoes. I mean, I'm not a Reebok guy. I've had those shoes before. I'm more of a Nike guy, like Metcons, and I saw those shoes and I was like, "Yo, those are sick." I was like, I may go back to Reebok just for the hell of it, just to get those things.
Yeah, they look pretty cool. I'm gonna have to get a pair eventually.
Yeah, well, maybe mom and dad can fork over a couple cash, some money, so you can go games with them.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, are you on a pump at all, or are you just straight, insulin pen?
No, I just do the insulin pen just because, like, in soccer games and lifting, just like what I said, I get really high, and where the pump would give me insulin when I was high, by the end of it, I think I would bottom out, where it's just like adrenaline that's making me high. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's the only reason I'm still on insulin pens.
Yeah, I've been on insulin pens for 7 years, and so like I've almost gone to the pump, but I've been like, I'm a little worried because, like, especially with CrossFit movements, like, I'm worried about like the tubing getting caught, or something happening and falling off, and then like I get distracted, and I don't think it's worth it. But,
that would be another thing. It's just finding where to put it too, because where I play soccer too, that would probably just be another thing that could get yanked out. But we'll see. Maybe in the future.
There's a couple of like weightlifters or like other people that do CrossFit that have the pump that I do talk to, and they have like really no issues of doing it, except for maybe like once in a blue moon they'll do like a ring muscle up and their tube gets caught in the thumb of where the ring is, and so they're like, it rarely happens, but it's like I don't even want to rip it because like that's the thing, I'm kind of cheap too, so like I don't want to spend more money on more supplies than I have to.
No, I agree.
So anyway, so after this year, after the games are over, are you planning to like take a breather at all, or take a break from CrossFit, or what's the game plan for that?
Oh, no, no, I'm gonna just keep going at it. I'm just gonna keep doing it. I'm not planning on taking any breaks, really.
Very cool. So during the Open, what did you place in the Open?
I placed 13th in the Open, and then in the online qualifier, I placed 6th.
Dang, that's insane. That's awesome. Good for you.
Thanks.
So how tall are you roughly?
Wait, what?
How tall are you?
Probably 5'4".
Oh, okay. So those handstand wall walks were like a breeze for you, weren't they?
Those are like harder than I expected, honestly. I bet those caught a lot of people off guard.
Yeah, they caught me off guard. So my shoulders were absolutely blown up, and
I know.
so I have about 14 more inches on you, so I'm about 6'6". So
No.
and like my wingspan's almost like 6'8" or 6'7". So
No,
it's
thanks.
it was when I heard wall walks, and I'm like, oh, shut your mouth. And like I like the distance from me to from the wall, it was so far that I was like, I thought I was gonna finish it, but I'm like, when I was doing it, I'm like, there is no way.
No, that was just a rough one. It was fun, but it was a lot harder than it looked on like a board.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it looks really simple, like during the
Yeah.
Open, and I was like, okay, this could be possible. Then like I saw other people doing it, and I was like, there's no way, no way.
This isn't gonna be good.
Yeah. But what was your favorite Open workout?
Oh gosh. Yeah, probably the burpee box jumps and the snatches.
Yeah, what was
That one would probably definitely be.
what was your time on that?
I don't even remember, honestly.
Cool. Yeah, mine was the last one.
Oh, man. Some of those were like, all of them were honestly pretty fun. But the wall walk one definitely was one of those that I was just like no way. That one, it really did like throw me off guard, but
Yeah.
it's fun. You made it through it.
Yeah, exactly. How were your shoulders after that?
They were sore. More sore than I thought they should be after that.
Yeah. So did you only do it once, or did you do all those workouts twice?
I think I did that one twice,
All right,
but I tried not to do them all twice.
yeah. When I first started, I would do like the Open workouts twice. I would do it on Friday, and then just kind of take the weekend to relax, and
Yeah.
then do it on Monday again.
Oh,
So, and then I'm like, forget this. I almost thought about doing a workout 3 times at one point, and I was like, there's no.
Oh.
I'm like, I can't do it.
can't do it. Not a good idea.
No. But the only reason why I like the third one was part B, the clean work. The clean
Oh
work.
yeah, yeah.
So my saving grace, I placed 30th in the old man division. So I was like, okay, I'm happy for that. I'll take that.
Hey, that is not bad.
No. I mean, I went for 277. I got it.
Oh, there you go.
And then
Oh, yeah.
I almost went for 287, and I'm like, maybe I did it. And I was like, no, I'll just, my buddy's like, hey, I gotta go to the bathroom, so are you gonna do another lift or what? No, it's like, okay, I'll stop. So
I'll be done.
yeah. And come to find out, if I did that lift, I would have been like, I think 4 pounds off from like winning it.
Oh my gosh. So you should have done it.
Yeah.
You know next time.
Yeah.
You know for next time now.
Yeah, definitely. So, I have a little quiz for you.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right? So, how many diabetics have been to the CrossFit Games, including you?
Gosh, I don't know. 5?
No. So far that I know of, it's only 2.
Oh, counting me. So which one's the other one?
So it's a she does Olympic weightlifting now, but her name's Kelly Wade.
Yes. Did she go on a team?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I heard about that one. That's cool. Okay, that's pretty awesome.
She's been to the CrossFit Games, I believe it was 3 times.
Oh my gosh.
And all of them were team, and now she got into Olympic weightlifting, and she's #1 in her weight class right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
And she's super nice too. I've actually interviewed her twice, and like she's like very personable. So I mean, I recommend you follow her.
Okay, I will.
And just tell her like, hey, I'm a diabetic that made it to the CrossFit Games, and like, you know, do you got any pointers or anything like that? So
I did. I reached out to her about the swimming just to see if she had encountered anything like that. And we kind of talked about it, and she kind of told me some stuff, just like go in higher and not use insulin before and stuff like that. So that was helpful. I'll take as much help as I can get.
Yeah, exactly. So when she was working she did like the Murph team event. And so like you have to have like the 20-pound weight vest on, and like you're carrying somebody. So she had like a fanny pack during the run with apple juice in it. So just in case she getting low, she started like guzzling that stuff down so she could be like perfectly fine like during the workout.
Yeah. You have to have that apple juice or the gummy bears. One of them you have to have.
Yes. I'm a big fan of Sour Patch Kids.
I haven't tried those to bring up my sugar. I've done like Skittles, sugar tablets, and gummy bears, and juice, and that's about it.
Yeah. The one go-to, if I don't have any of those, I have a package of frosting in my car.
Oh my gosh.
So if I get low in the car, I'll just take that bag of frosting and just kind of suck it down and kind of get my sugars up.
Oh my gosh. Someone told me that, and I was like, man, that's a good idea, but I haven't tried it yet. I need to try it.
And it's like
that could be good.
And it's not really filling at all compared to like gummy bears or anything like that. And I mean, drinking apple juice is like drinking nothing anyway. So, but it's just like it's something you could put in there real quick, and like you'll spike your sugars back up like real quick.
Sounds bad.
Yeah.
I'll have to try it. I'll get my mom. I'll be like, hey, Mom, I need some like frosting.
Yeah,
I'll get her out of the store.
Get it in the tube. They're like, it's like $2 at Kroger or whatever grocery store near your area.
Perfect.
Yeah, and just like cram it and just like squeeze as much as you can in, and then just go for it.
Oh my gosh, I'll definitely try it.
Yeah. So while you're doing CrossFit and getting ready to the games, I know you said you're kind of like a clean eater, and you know, so what's a typical day for you for like eating wise?
I'll wake up and I'll usually eat breakfast. It's usually like oatmeal or something. And then throughout the day, sometimes I make sure I'm drinking a lot of water, and I'll have like a little snack, whether that's like a banana or something before lunch. And then my lunch is usually like chicken, some fruit, broccoli or something in there, and then another snack, just something little like a banana or something, again, maybe rice cakes, and then I'll have dinner. And usually that changes quite a bit. It just depends kind of. Usually we eat a lot of sweet potatoes and chicken. So
yeah. So what's your, if you want to like splurge for like one night, what would it be?
Oh, that is so hard. Lately, I've been wanting like pizza. Just like I literally want to go and get frozen pizzas, just a bunch of different kinds, and eat it. I don't know why, but even like when I'm not like training for the CrossFit Games, pizza is one of those things that just messes with my sugar like crazy. I'll be high for like the whole night after I eat it. All I hear is my alarm beeping the whole entire night. So,
So do you shut off your alarm if it goes off like all night, or you just like wake up, take insulin, or what do you do for that?
So honestly, I can sleep through like once I hear it a few times and I know it's my alarm for like being high and if I've already done some stuff and I just can't do something else right then, I'll sleep over it. Like, I'll just sleep with it going off. And my parents are the ones that really have to deal with it because they hear it like literally all night. But yeah, I usually keep my low alerts on just because I want to know if I'm getting low and stuff. I have turned off my high alerts before, but I always turn them back on. Usually it's just like if I can't get my sugar down because of something I've ate and I've already dosed insulin for it, and it's just like slowly coming down, then I've turned it off then before just because it beeps so much.
Yeah, and I just want to like throw my phone against the wall every time I hear it.
Yeah. I've tried like stuffing it under blankets before, and it's just loud. It's really just loud.
Yeah. So, are you a pancakes person or French toast?
That's hard. Like homemade or from somewhere. Like if Cracker Barrel, it would have to be French toast for sure.
Ooh, at Cracker Barrel, you pick French toast over pancakes?
Yes, yes.
All right. Okay.
Do you like the pancakes better?
I am like a pancake like connoisseur. Like I go for any type of pancake. Like I'll try them. The problem is like I can't like with my insulin dosing, I can't really gauge on like where I'm at. So there's times I'm like 330, or there's other times I'm like 32 or something like that. Cause like
oh no.
Because like obviously like, if you look at a pancake, it's not it's not like a diamond shape like pancake.
No,
those suckers are like the size of the plate. So
yeah,
it's like, okay, all right, I'm gonna try for like 10 units to see if this works, and then all of a sudden I'm like driving, and then like the way I can tell I'm like really really low is like my eyes trace from like one side to the other. It like kind of skips a beat, and so like I'll be driving and I skip a beat, and I'm like, all right, I go to my wife, I look at her, I'm like, you have to drive. And she hates it because like I love pancakes so much that like I get high all the time and low, and she's just like, you need to figure this out like quick.
Oh gosh, yeah. I feel like my French toast, that happens to me too, or snowballs. Like I love snowballs. The New Orleans style snowballs, those are the best. And I do the same thing because I'll get really high from them. So I'm like, okay, like 5 units. And then I'll be like walking and I'm just starting to feel really weird. And I'll look and I'm like 40 and I'm like, oh, okay. But every time like I'll eat it if it's there. If I see one, I'm like, yes, I'm getting that. I'm just like, I'll fix my sugar. We'll deal with it. We'll fix it.
Yeah. And that's with me with ice cream too. Like that's like a guilty pleasure all the time. And the thing is like the way I have to dose, I can't eat anything after 7 o'clock.
Oh,
because for some reason, like, I don't know if it's because I'm older, or that my digestion takes a lot longer to go through. So I'll eat something at like 8 o'clock and kind of dose it. Then like the next morning I look, it's like 300.
Yeah, I would probably get hungry just because I eat like quite a bit. Sometimes if I'm just hungry, it may be like 9 o'clock and I've already ate dinner, or maybe even after dinner, I'll just be like, man, I'm hungry again. So I'll just go grab like a little snack. I cannot wait, I don't think.
Yeah. So you were talking about your lows, and so what are your symptoms when you get low?
My legs and arms, like they almost start feeling really numb. And so this has happened to me once. I was jumping on the trampoline and that brought my sugar down super quick. And I didn't know I was low, but I was walking up and everything just started looking really small. And that is the only time that's happened. But like everything was looking really small and I couldn't really walk good. I was just like really like just walking very strange. I could not walk in a straight line. And yeah, I think I just get really shaky, kind of dizzy. I can't really think clearly. And then I just act super goofy sometimes when I'm low.
Yeah, yeah, it's
You talk about trampolines. That happens to me all the time too. Like it's so weird. Like we have a trampoline park like down the street from my house, and so like I would jump like all over the place because like I have like two little kids, so they love it too. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I stop and I'm like, oh, okay. So I literally have to get a Gatorade or something like that and I'm like, so now it's like when I go to the park, I go to trampoline park. It's just like, okay, but don't jump, just walk around and kind of like I don't for some reason like I don't know if it's like the jumping just causes like your equilibrium to be all off. It just
I
I
don't
do it every
know.
time.
It doesn't even have to be long. Like, give me 5 minutes, and I'm gonna be probably like 50
Yeah.
or 60.
Yep.
It's crazy. Every time I get on the trampoline, I end up low.
Yeah, it's super weird. I don't know, but do you get symptoms when you're high at all?
Oh, I get cranky, pretty cranky. I get moody, but sometimes like I'll get really hot, or there again, I just can't really think. I'm slower to think. Like I can't understand good. I'll just feel kind of foggy when I'm high sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
But yeah,
Yeah, I have no symptoms. I can't tell.
you can't tell.
Nope.
See, before, like, I couldn't tell anything was weird when I didn't know I had diabetes, but now I kind of can tell, and my parents can tell. They're like, "What's your sugar, Delaney?" Because they say that I get an attitude when I get high. So,
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we got a couple of the questions, so that where the show's almost over. So, um, obviously, like your goal is to podium at the games, but do you have any other goals that you want to hit by the end of the year?
um, I'm not completely sure yet. I would have to think about it. Honestly, I just want to use this experience, like the CrossFit Games and stuff, to really just inspire people and just show them that you can do whatever. Like, you just have to put your mind to it, and there's really no limits. So I think with that, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, and it's cool you're getting all the exposure, especially the morning chalk up.
Yeah.
And have you had anybody else like kind of reach out to you about like diabetes and the CrossFit Games?
I was on the news, and then I've done a podcast, and then I had somebody stop me, and they were like, "I want you to be on some channel." I haven't done that yet. So they're just kind of slowly coming in and stuff.
Yeah, so have you gotten used to like the spotlight that's on you right now?
Um, I guess so. I just kind of go with the flow. I just kind of go with whatever, honestly.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. So, obviously you're a teenager. So, do you like reading at all?
Uh, if I was interested in it, maybe like what it was about, but I don't read that much.
Okay.
No.
So my next question was, do you have a favorite book?
Oh no, I couldn't think of one probably.
That's what I was. That's what I was
No.
figuring. I was like, okay, all right. She may not like reading, so whatever. So, do you have like a favorite like YouTube channel or anything like that you like to watch at all?
Honestly, I don't watch a lot of TV, or I'm not really on my phone that much.
Okay.
So
All right.
mainly in my free time, if I'm not at the gym and I'm not at soccer, we raise, like I live on a small farm. So I have what I like to call my service cow, Rover. And he's just like a miniature bull. And so I'll either be at the barn in the cow's field. Yeah, kind of stuff like that.
Okay. All right. That's cool. I mean, hey, I'll take that. So, so as a diabetic, so what medications do you take?
I take my Humalog and Basaglar, is it? And then that's all I take.
Okay. All right. You don't have like the one that helps you spike your blood sugar back up again. It's just pretty much you just eat.
Wait, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I just eat.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, do you like All right, since you're going to the games for the first year, so what would you tell a teenager that kind of wants to get to the CrossFit Games, like what to expect throughout their whole journey of getting there?
I think just like hard work, really. You've got to just work hard, push through, and just like enjoy it. Enjoy the moment, enjoy what's happening, and just have fun with it and be willing to give it your all.
All right, awesome. And then where could people reach out to you if they have any questions with like diabetes, CrossFit, or anything like that?
On my Instagram, diabeast0201.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you very much for doing this. I really do appreciate you taking the time to, talk about your diabetes story and going to the games, which is a super cool, thing to happen to you. So thank you very much for doing this.
Thank you.
All right, have a good one.
You too.